Hello, my friends! Welcome to Simple English Life. I'm Anna, and today I have a big challenge. What if I speak only English and for 7 days? No mother tongue, no other language, only English. That's the challenge I gave myself, 7 days. Only English. I want to see how much I can grow, and I want you to join my journey. So, are you ready? Let's start day 1. Day 1, lost for words. I woke up and said, "Good morning" to myself in the mirror. My voice sounded strange. It was like hearing a different me. Easy, no problem. But then I wanted to ask my sister for the salt. I froze. The word was missing. I felt my brain go blank. I looked at the small white crystals on the table. I pointed to it and smiled. She laughed. I quickly searched on my phone. Salt. I read it out loud, slowly. Salt, salt, salt. Can you pass me the salt? I practiced. She passed it to me, still laughing. I smiled back. It felt awkward. I felt embarrassed, but also proud. Every mistake was a lesson, I thought. Next time, I will be faster. At lunch, I tried again and I said, "I'm hungry. Let's eat." My words were simple. My grammar, not perfect. But I was speaking, and that was the point. While eating, I wanted to say, "This is delicious." I searched it. I said it out loud. This is delicious. I saw my sister smile. She understood that one. In the afternoon, I tried talking to my cat. "Hello, cat. You are cute. Do you want food?" My cat looked confused, but I kept going. Talking felt good. Talking felt alive. At night, I made a list of words I needed for tomorrow. Salt, fork, plate, cup, chair. I said each word 3 times. Salt, fork, plate, cup, chair. Then I made short sentences. This is my fork. The plate is white. Can you pass me the cup? I realized something. English is not only for school. English is for eating. English is for living. Before bed, I stood in front of the mirror again. I said, "Good night. See you tomorrow." I will speak English again. Day 1 was hard, but I survived. Day 2, talking to myself, I decided to speak to myself all day. No excuses. No, I will start later, right now. While brushing my teeth, I said, "I'm brushing my teeth. My teeth are clean. I like my smile." While making coffee, I said, "I'm making coffee. I need sugar. I don't have milk." My brain felt tired. It was working hard, but my mouth felt alive. It was moving in new ways. At the bus stop, I whispered, "The bus is coming. The bus is late. There are many people here." People looked at me, a little strange. I smiled. I wasn't talking to them. I was talking to me. On the bus, I looked out the window. The weather is nice. The sky is blue. I see trees. I see people walking. When I got home, I opened the fridge. There is water. There are eggs. I need more vegetables. At dinner, I told my mom, "This soup is hot." She nodded, not understanding. I realized I was alone in this challenge, but that was okay. I was building my own English world, one sentence at a time. Before bed, I tried something new. I described everything I saw in my room. The bed is big. The pillow is soft. The light is bright. I have 2 books. My phone is on the table. I also tried to speak about my feelings. I am happy. I feel tired. I am learning. I am getting better. Day 2. I spoke more. I also listened more. My ears started to catch words I knew. Even when I didn't understand everything, I understood enough. Enough to keep going, enough to smile, enough to believe I could do this. Day 3, small wins. I woke up thinking, today, I will speak more. I wanted to make small wins. 1 win in the morning, 1 win in the afternoon, 1 win at night. In the morning, I went to buy bread. I walked into the shop. I saw the bread on the shelf, and it smelled so good. I looked at the seller and said, "1 bread, please." The seller looked surprised. Maybe she didn't expect English, but she gave me bread. I said, "Thank you," with a big smile. She smiled back. That moment felt big. It was a small win, but a big smile. On the way home, I practiced in my head. 1 bread, please. 2 breads, please. Do you have brown bread? Do you have fresh bread? I imagined the seller answering, "Yes, we do." "No, sorry." I answered back in English in my head. Later in the afternoon, I watched a cooking video in English. The chef was fast. I understood maybe 40%, but that was more than last week. I heard flour. I heard mix well. I repeated them. Over and over, flour, 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 mix well, mix well, mix well. My tongue liked the words. I wrote them in my notebook. I added more cooking words: sugar, butter, eggs, oven, stir, bake. I made simple sentences. I have flour. I mix well. The cake is in the oven. I stir the soup. I didn't feel smart yet. How about I felt stronger? English was becoming part of my day, not just a subject in school. It was in my kitchen, and it was in my shopping, and it was in my thinking. In the evening, I tried to cook something. I said every step in English. I cut the onion. I washed the tomato. I put oil in the pan. I stir the vegetables. It felt fun. It felt alive. Before bed, I told myself, a small win is still a win. And today, I had many small wins. Day 4, my first real conversation. I woke up feeling nervous. Something told me today would be special. In the afternoon, I went to the park. I saw a tourist looking at a map. She looked a little lost. She smiled at me. She asked, "Are you from here?" I froze for a second, and then I said, Yes, I live here. She smiled again. I asked, Where are you from? She said, I'm from Canada. I replied, Oh, it's cold there? She laughed, Yes, very cold. We talked for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. But I felt like I climbed a mountain. My hands were shaking and my heart was fast. I was afraid to make a mistake. But I kept going. I asked, Is this your first time here? She said, Yes, it's my first time. I said, Welcome to my city. She said, Thank you, it's beautiful. I told her, I like the park. She said, Me too, it's very green. I learned a new word, green for nature. I repeated in my head, very green, very green. Before she left, I said, Have a nice day. She replied, You too. That you too felt like music. After she walked away, I sat on a bench. I replayed the conversation in my head. I thought about every word I said. Some sentences were not perfect. Some words were missing. But it didn't matter. It was real. It was my first real conversation in English. That night, I wrote down our dialogue. I practiced it again. I made new sentences. Where are you from? I'm from Vietnam. Is it your first time here? Yes, it's my first time. Do you like it here? Yes, I do. It's very nice. I practice saying them with different voices. Happy voice, calm voice, excited voice. I realized English is not just words, it's connection. It's smiling, it's understanding. Day 4, it was my favorite so far. I couldn't wait for day 5. Day 5, thinking in English. I woke up and my first thought was in English. I need water. That felt new. My brain was changing. It wasn't translating. It was thinking directly in English. I went to the kitchen. I opened the fridge. I saw a bottle of water. I said to myself, This is cold water. I drank it. I thought, It's fresh. At lunch, I saw chicken on the table. Without thinking, I said in my head, Chicken is my favorite. No Vietnamese, no translation, just English. I was faster now. Fewer pauses, more flow. Mistakes? Yes, but I didn't stop. In the afternoon, I walked outside. I saw a red car. I thought, That's a nice car. I saw a dog sleeping. I thought, The dog is sleeping. I heard birds. I thought, The birds are singing. Every little thing around me became English. A tree was not just a tree, it was a big tree or a tall tree. The sky was blue or so bright. In the evening, I read a short story in English. It was simple but beautiful. I understood the main idea. I didn't stop for every word. I guessed from context. When I saw forest, I looked at the picture. I guessed, It's a big place with many trees. When I saw whisper, I guessed, Speak very softly. Guessing made me feel smart. It made reading faster. I read aloud. I listened to my voice. Sometimes my pronunciation was wrong. I didn't care. I fixed it and read again. Before bed, I tried a little game. I described my day in English in my head. I woke up, I drank water. I ate chicken. I read a book. It was simple but real. Day 5. I started to believe I could really live in English. Day 6, no fear. I woke up feeling lighter, like English was not homework anymore. It was part of me. I went to a cafe. I smiled at the waiter. I ordered 1 coffee, no sugar, please. He understood. He wrote it down. He brought my coffee. I felt powerful. English was working for me. I wasn't afraid anymore. I even asked, "Do you have milk tea?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, next time." I was having fun now. No fear, just curiosity. I wanted to try more. I looked at the menu. I practiced in my head. I'd like an iced tea. I'll have a sandwich. Do you have cookies? In the afternoon, I listened to an English song. At first, I only heard music. Then, I started to hear words. I sang along. I didn't care if my pronunciation was wrong. I was free. I danced in my room singing, "I don't care." I laughed at myself, but I felt alive. Later, I met a friend. I said, "Hi, how are you?" in English. He laughed. "Why English?" I said, "It's my challenge." He tried to speak back in English. It was funny, but we did it. We talked about coffee. We talked about the weather. We talked about our plans for the weekend. Simple words, real conversation. In the evening, I stood in front of the mirror. I said, "I am not afraid to speak English." I said it again, louder. I am not afraid to speak English. Day 6 felt light, like English was part of me, like I could open my mouth anywhere, anytime, and speak. Day 7, a new habit. I didn't want the challenge to end. Speaking English was my new habit. I learned I don't need to be perfect, and I just need to be brave. I just need to open my mouth. 1 word, 1 sentence, every day. I felt proud. I felt different. Day 7 was not the end. It was the beginning. And maybe you can try it too. 7 days. Only English. No mother tongue. I survived. And I grew. You can try it too. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start today. 1 word, 1 sentence, 1 day. I woke up on day 7 with a strange feeling. Excitement mixed with a bit of sadness. Excitement because I had made it this far. Sadness because this journey was about to end. But then I realized something. It wasn't ending, it was transforming. Speaking English was no longer just a challenge, it was a habit, a part of me. I remembered the first day, how nervous I was, how I kept thinking in my mother tongue, how my mouth felt heavy. But now, my mind naturally searched for English words. My mouth moved without overthinking. I made tea that morning and spoke to myself in English. I described the taste. I talked about the weather. It felt natural. It felt easy. At work, I spoke with a colleague in English. No fear, no long pause to think, just words. Flowing. In the evening, I joined my online group. We laughed, we shared stories. Someone asked me for advice. Me, I used to be the shy one, and now I was giving tips. The best part? I realized perfection was never the goal. Communication was. Connection was. I saw how much I had grown in just 7 days. I felt lighter. I felt braver. I wanted more. Day 7 wasn't a finish line, it was a doorway. A doorway to a new version of myself. Summary of the 7-day challenge. 7 days. Only English. No mother tongue. On day 1, I was nervous. On day 2, I started to think faster. On day 3, I found joy in small sentences. On day 4, I handled mistakes without fear. On day 5, I began speaking without translating. On day 6, I realized English was becoming natural. On day 7, I knew this was just the beginning. This challenge taught me that progress comes from small, daily actions. That you don't need to wait until you're ready. That the key is not perfection, but practice. It showed me that confidence is built, not given. And most importantly, it reminded me that language is not just words, it's connection. Call to action. What about you? Which day of my challenge do you like the most? Tell me in the comments if you've been waiting for the perfect time to start. This is it. Don't wait, don't overthink. Start your own challenge today. 1 word, 1 sentence, 1 day at a time. And if you enjoyed this journey with me, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more real-life English challenges. And share it with a friend who needs a little push. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy we're learning and growing together. See you in the next video. Until then, keep speaking, keep shining, and keep believing in yourself.